good evening, good morning, whatever it is in your part of the world. Welcome in, everyone. Uh, Hello, Robin. Hello, Des. Hello, Tony. Hello, Rick and Connie. Hello, Ace. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Ed. Hello, Judy. Hello, Bev. Guess it's everyone that's come in so far. And I see they chose me for this beta testing thing that YouTube's doing. Instead of showing channel names, they're showing everyone's handle. Well, sometimes that's okay, but some people, their handle isn't anywhere near what their channel name is. So we may get some in here, I'm not even going to recognize who it is because of that. Hello, Joanne. But you know the way YouTube is, always gotta do something to mess things up. Hello, Lauren and Joel. Yeah, I didn't know that, Robin. Hello, Sue. Oh, that sounds like fun, Judy. It was a lot of fun trying to set up a new phone. Trying to get over here, Batman? There you go, buddy. How you doing? Your Batman came to visit. How you doing, buddy? I guess he had other plans. He wants to sit on the arm of the chair. Hello, Demoose. Okay, Robin. Yeah, I didn't see it in settings, but maybe it's because I'm on my phone. 'Cause I know there's some things you can do from laptop or computer you can't do from a phone. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Windstone Chronicles. Oh, I don't know. Then Robin, because it's any option for it. Don't know. I must be missing something. YouTube. You got to do it from YouTube Studio. I'm going to try that. Um, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. I'll get it figured out eventually. Well, sorry to hear about that, Windstone. Oh, it's understandable, Robin. Hello, Charlene. Well, it finally quit raining. We haven't had a drop of rain in, I don't know, several days, 3, 4 days probably. Seems nice not to have constant rain every day. Temperatures have been in the low 90s, so not too bad. Just got to be kind of careful during the hottest part of the day. Okay, Robin, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't have any suggestions for that, Windstone. I haven't had a problem with groundhogs. I know when I was a kid, they used to be terrible in the hay fields. You'd have to be pretty careful of that. You didn't want to drop down in one of their holes. But I really haven't had a problem with them lately. Hasn't even got hot yet, Judy. Hot's when it gets to 100. Yeah, I do pretty good up to about 95. But you get above that, then it's hot. Yeah, that's one way to get rid of them, Judy. Um, did I already say hi to you, Des? Can't remember. Hello, DJ. Excuse me. Okay. Hi, Des. Well, nothing's been done on the house yet, but Tuesday morning we're going to start on the floor. Tomorrow, I have to take Sanford to the vet, have him there at 9 o'clock. He's being neutered tomorrow. And then I have physical therapy in the afternoon. So that kind of leaves tomorrow out. And then Tuesday, I'll be picking Sanford up around 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on how busy they are. Could be a few minutes after that. And then after I get back home Tuesday morning, then we're going to be starting on the floor. Or continuing on the floor that was started and never finished. Oh, that's good, DJ. I know you had some setbacks there. Well, it sounds like Toby is really a beast. 20 confirmed in 18 months. Hello, Barbara. Well, I don't know what day it was. Wednesday, maybe. Oh, Monday last week. I saw two of the guineas had 22 keats following them around. I kind of excited about that. And I'd read that guineas are terrible mothers. Well, I guess I should have acted on that. Well, I knew later in the day there was one got separated, and she made no attempt to go back and get that one or call to it or anything. But it finally did find the mother. I kind of guided it in the right direction. Well, next day, I only saw 7. And then day after that, I think I saw 5 that day. Since then, none. Don't know exactly what happened to them. I've heard that they actually eat their young. I don't know if they do or not, or she let a predator get to them, or they wandered off. I'm not sure what did happen, but don't have any keats now. But I do have the eggs are in the incubator, and they should be hatching out in, I think it's about 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks, maybe. So hopefully. You smart groundhog there. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Reverend Joe. Hello, Bobby. You know, Tony, I've been thinking about getting night vision goggles. But maybe I don't want to know what's out there in the dark, though. It's a little bit warm here, Barbara. I know when I went out earlier, thermometer in my car is reading 92. A nice, Barbara. Thank you for the reminders, Arlene. Well, that sounds good, Barbara. I used to eat a lot of strawberries and a lot of blueberries. Yeah, I don't like it, Joanne, but I'm going to find out how to turn that off and go back to the channel names. Oh, you mean chicken food, Judy? That's what tomatoes are, they're chicken food. Hello, Brett. Hello, Anfield Road. I appreciate the like. Well, Eddie, I was just told that you can go in YouTube Studio and change it back. Yeah, I went in quickly and I couldn't figure it out. But she's supposed to let me know later how to do it. Yeah, Brett's on his gibberish to text thing. I guess I'm at the bottom of the chat again. But the animals all seem to be doing well. I don't see too much of the chickens. They're staying in the brush and tall weeds and stuff. I know they're not eating nowhere near as much as they were before it warmed up. I do have a Buffalo Orpington that is broody. She's been sitting on eggs for. Well, I first noticed her about a week ago, I think it is. So we'll see what happens there. That's one reason that not getting eggs. Because she was laying them. It's in with tall weeds and brush and stuff. And I just happened to see her. But I'd never find the eggs if she wasn't sitting on them. I just happened to see something buff colored. So I went over a better look, and it's one of my Buff Orpingtons. Hello, Marianne. Yeah, the dog's doing good. They they spend most of their time under the house. And then in the evening when it starts to cool down a little bit, they come out and play, lay out on the ramp and stuff. But during the house part of the day, they're under the house. And the kitties are all doing good. And my 4 kittens that are going to be rodent control, they went to the vet on Friday. And they had some parasites and some ear mites. But other than that, she said they're healthy. So they got a couple medicines. One they got to take for 5 days. So 2 more days on that. And another one they take for 3 days. And then 2 weeks off. And then take it for 3 days again. So hopefully that takes care of what's wrong with them. And I've been trying to keep track of their weight. I haven't weighed them since Friday. But from Tuesday to Friday, Rose did lose 1.5 ounces. But the vet wasn't concerned over that at all. She said that was just from the worms. And I was noticing today when I picked her up to give her medicine, she feels a little bit heavier. So I'll probably weigh them again either tonight or tomorrow. And I think I'll see an increase in all of them. Just trying to catch up on chat here. It's supposed to be to turn off what YouTube just did, Eddie. Well, thank you, Brett. So, Brett, what you do? You never go outside? Because if Bud's in the house, there's not room enough for you guys in there, too. Oh, I bet you are, Joanne. I'm glad we got a few days without rain here. Yeah, I can't imagine being in that house with Bud in there, Deborah. Bud's a big boy. I'm going to check the weather here. And sorry about that. I just heard a kitten. I was trying to pinpoint where it was coming to, but it was just one quick meow, and then that was it. Heard that last night too, and couldn't figure out exactly where. Daisy moved her kittens, and I have no idea where she moved them. I thought maybe under my bed because there's been increased traffic flow of the other cats going under my bed. Yeah, right now she's laying over there on the other side. So I'm wondering if she's got her kittens over in that area somewheres. And I still have not found Dixie's kittens. The only way I would find Dixie's kittens is if I take everything out of, I have some stuff piled up in the corner, and it's piled up to the level of my chest freezer. So I'd have to move all that stuff. I might do that. I kind of hate to. I don't want to disturb her, because then she's probably going to move them somewhere else. But I would like to see the kittens and check on them and stuff. No, not under the chair. No, so I haven't found Dixie's kittens. But I know from where she's going in and out of. I know the corner they're in. And once Daisy moved hers, I have no idea. Now, what I need, Judy, is to get everything organized in the big house. Because there's stuff that I haven't unpacked. And I'll be unpacking that when I get moved into the big house. I just don't have the room enough in here to get organized. And some stuff I just didn't want to unpack and then I have to pack back up and move over there. Of course, if I knew I was going to be in here for over a year, I may have done things differently. Yeah, I'm wondering, Joanne, if she's guarding them. And she doesn't stay with them. She goes and feeds them, and then she comes back out. And she's very sneaky about coming and going. I don't see which direction she's going. But at least Dixie, she's with her kittens almost all the time. She just comes out to eat. So when I start getting the food ready, I can just watch and I can see where she's coming. Yep, that's right, Reverend Joe. Yep, Brett, I'm going to the big house. It, Dixie's got her kittens well protected. Hello, Emily. Yes, very sneaky, Joanne. It took me a couple days to figure out where Dixie had hers. But with her only coming out when she knows I'm getting the food ready to give to them, I can keep track of her a little easier. But Daisy is coming and going when I'm not looking. Like, she'll already be out here. I feed them. And then she gets done eating, she'll just lay down. And then when I'm not looking, then she goes to her kittens. Oh, she grabbed one out of my hand. The Not the last time she moved him, but the time before. Just because I had it out of the box, looking at it and checking her over and stuff, and she ended up meowing. So Daisy came out, and she was gonna pull right out of my hand, and I let go. Shouldn't be too much longer, J and B. We're gonna continue working on the floor Tuesday. And it's just a matter now of pulling up the rest of the flooring and putting the new down. Because Jake did get all the places that it was buckled up. He got all those places fixed. And has the new flooring down in the kitchen. So I'm thinking the hardest part is done. I'm thinking where it was buckled, getting those boards out there and cutting the plywood and get that in and stuff. I'm thinking that was the hardest part. Yes, they are, Joanne. Cats are fascinating, actually. I really enjoy just sitting here watching the cats, what they do and stuff. Yeah, that's right, Deborah. And the thing is, Daisy was stealing her grandson when Domino had Felix last spring. Daisy wanted to take right over. And finally, Domino had to slap her. She slapped her right across the face. And then she finally backed off and let Domino take care of him. Because Domino wanted to keep him up on my bed. Daisy kept taking him under my bed. Well, she can grab someone else's kittens, but you better not touch her kittens. And actually, that reminds me, back when Daisy was born, her mother scared me. She was a very friendly cat, just like the rest of my cats are. And she had her kittens down in the other end of the camper in the bedroom, which I never used. I always slept out in the main part of the camper. Well, I went down there when the kittens were probably a couple days old. I gave her a little bit of time. I went down, found where she had them. They were in a box. And I looked in the box, pulled the flap back so I could see better. And she started hissing and growling at me. So I backed off. Then, I don't know, maybe it was a week later, a few days, anyways. She was out eating and drinking, using litter box stuff. So I knew she'd be gone for a few minutes. So I snuck down there so I could see the kittens. She came back. Well, I was down on the floor because there was a box that was on the floor and the end was open. So you get down the floor to look in. And she came back while I was down there. I thought I had it. All she did, she just stared at me. and her name is Fluffy. I've had quite a few Fluffies over the years. I said, "It's okay, Fluffy. I just want to see the kittens." And I slowly backed up. She didn't never took her eye off me until I would back up on my feet and out of there. But she never hurt me. But after that, she was a little bit calmer about it. And Daisy's not like that. Daisy doesn't get aggressive. It's just she doesn't want me handling her kittens or anything. Yes, Emily. I love some of those shorts that Judy does. And the music that she puts with those shorts, that is terrific. I'm sorry to hear about that, Joanne. Hope it didn't fall on anything. Hello, Austin. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Yeah, JB, he got a good start on it. I just wish he'd finished it. You know, Joanne, I have plans of someday putting a camera in an area where the cats are quite a bit, and then get running a continuous live on them. Maybe I'll do that in the catio. Because I think they're going to make good use of that. Except when it's hot. When it's when the temperature's up there pretty good, I don't open the window thing, go out on the porch here because I don't want to let the hot air in. But they won't go out anyways. One or two may go out briefly, then they come right back in. They want to be in here where it's cool. So during the day, during the summer, they're probably not going to be out on the catio much. But during the evening, they love being out there. Yeah, pinto beans don't seem to be one of my favorite beans, Bobby. I know, very popular in the South. Yes, Barbara, some of them are. Hello, Jonesy. If anyone's not subscribed to Jonesy, check his channel out and you'll probably want to subscribe to it. I do eat bugs, Brett. I don't know, these travel mugs here, even with the top closed, I still get flies in there occasionally. Yeah, it was a story about Daisy's mother, Emily. Yep, she was protective. Most I've ever had, Joanne, is two. That was when Batman and Oreo were born. Mother and daughter had kittens 15 days apart, right under my feet. Woke up one morning, the mama cat and three kittens right between my feet. Well, I had to drive about 35, 40 miles that day because I was taking two of my cats to a spay and neuter clinic. In fact, the father of the kittens was going. It took about 3 months to get him scheduled. Well, he ended up making 2 litters in that amount of time. So I had to drive that 35, 40 miles with three kittens under my feet and drive back to where I was staying at that time. And then 15 days later, and I knew that the other cat was pregnant. And she has her kittens, same place. So now I'm dealing with two mother cats and 6 kittens right at my feet. I get so afraid of a kitten getting under the gas pedal, the brake pedal, but they didn't. But those kittens would go from one mother cat to the other. Mothers didn't care, and they were grooming each other's kittens. That's what I was hoping Daisy and Dixie would do. I was hoping they'd have their kittens together, but they didn't. Yeah, Emily, she didn't take her eyes off me. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Waterjob, or Job, I'm sorry. All I'm wearing is shorts right now. From, I would say, about the 1st of April to middle end of November, I wear shorts every single day. And then from November through March, it depends on the weather. I'm giving you a real time hope, Brett. It doesn't have to be self imposed. I hope everything's okay with them, Joanne. Well, at least you got all week to try to figure it out, Deborah. Yeah, that's right, Reverend Joe. And you have Jonesy's 15 channels. I've never lived a place without flies, Brett. Of course, I've always lived around farm animals too, so I guess that's why I've always lived where there's been flies. Cows, pigs, chickens, goats. I've always lived close to some kind of animals. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Emily. Well, that's good, Judy. Yeah, my cats all fit right together. Good too. I wasn't sure last year when I brought Sanford home. I wasn't sure how he was going to fit in, but he fits right in great. He loves all the other cats. They all love him right from the beginning, except for him being nervous for the first day. They've been great together. Reverend Joel's going to start a fire. He's going to burn a disc. Yeah, all my cats are loving Joanne. Look at that. Emily's going to go for a run. Well, thanks for stopping in, Emily. Yeah, I haven't done that in years, Reverend Joe. Yeah, I've got everything either on my laptop, on my phone, or in the cloud. You have fun at work tomorrow, Emily. Well, what are we going to talk about now? Yeah, I can't even think about running, Joanne. I definitely would fall down. I can't even walk anymore. So tell me what we're going to talk about. Go home, Jonesy. Just tell them you waited long enough. You're going home now. I normally don't go anywhere without my cane. But today, after I gave the kittens their medicine, I went into the bathroom to clean out the thingamajiggers. What am I trying to think of? What you measure the medicine out in. Well, anyways, I went in as far as I could with my rollator, and the bathroom door is too narrow on that side. The other side, it's bigger. On that side, it was too narrow to get my rollator through. I left my cane in the kitchen. So I had to walk those last few feet. But I never could have done it if it wasn't for having stuff there to hang on to. Yes, Reverend Joe, syringes. Yeah, I'll never run again, Joanne. I actually have brackets that I'm going to put on my rollator, and then I can snap my cane right to the side of my rollator. So that's going to make it easier. Hello, Midnight Madness. Yeah, that's not right, J&B. Only being 10 months old, if it's still got a good amount of tread on it. Because I thought that's the way they normally did tires. Is based on the amount of tread that was left on them. Well, that makes me even happier that I don't buy name brand tires. I've been buying cheap tires off eBay for years. I haven't had a problem with any of those tires. They don't last as long as an expensive tire would, but for the price I'm paying for them, I'm better off that way. And where I have my tires put on, they have no problem. Even though they sell tires there, they stock some tires. But usually you have to order your tires. But they have no problem with you coming in with your own tires. Hello, Wanda. Um, it shouldn't be too high, Midnight Madness. I have heard from a couple different people that a cat really shouldn't be in anything higher than 80 degrees. But I don't know about outdoor cats because they're in much higher temperatures than that. But I know with my cats, if it gets much above 80, you'll notice a drastic change in their behavior. They won't lay close to each other. They'll have some separation. They stretch out. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tony. Yeah, I thought they were prorated. Yeah, before I started buying tires on eBay, I used to buy a lot of used tires. Nope, nothing new on the meetup yet. I actually was gonna go there to do a video. Um, Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. I didn't set my alarm, figuring I'd wake up early enough. Well, I didn't end up waking up until 2.5 hours after I'd planned on being on the road. So I decided that I wouldn't go, and then I ended up having a neighbor whose car was in the shop have an emergency and needed a ride. So it was actually good that I didn't go that day. And this week, I'm going to be tied up. I know for a fact tomorrow, Tuesday, and Thursday, and Wednesday. Because Superman goes to the vet Wednesday. He's going in for checkup and blood work and stuff, like I'm taking them all in for. And he's getting a little bit of a runny nose, and his eyes are getting kind of gooky. So we'll see if he needs his medicine for that. So it won't be until, unless I can fit it in sometime. Not sure if I'll have time enough to fit it in. I won't be able to make it before Friday at the earliest. But I'm going to get there and get a video done. Oh, you might not have to start walking just yet, Midnight Madness. Let me see. How long would it take to walk? Oh, if you walk right straight through, it's only going to take about 21 hours. Depending on how many hours you want to walk a day. Yeah, hopefully you can figure out a way to get here before then. Oh, I bet, Joanne. That must have scared her. Hey, Joanne, Superman abandoned me. You want to know who his best friend is today? The air conditioner. He's over there laying right in front of the air conditioner, letting the air blow on him. Yep, that's right, Wanda. Yeah, that's why I went for 2026 instead of trying to do something for this fall. Give me more time to get everything figured out, and then people will get the reservations in as early as they can. Because for this fall, it may everything may be booked up. So, and especially being the first time doing this, I wanted some extra time. Oh, I know you do, Joanne. That's why I tried to get him to come over here. He is such a lovable cat. Yeah, they're all doing good, Wanda. Yeah, I love all the kitties too, Joanne. We might end up running into a problem with those four kittens I got from rodent control. Well, I was told the day I picked them up, you do realize you're going to get attached to these, don't you? And I said, yeah, it probably will happen. Then when I was at the vet on Friday, I was telling the vet that I got these for outside rodent control. And she, no, they'll be in the house. They are such sweet cats. Um, Actually, Midnight Madness, I don't brush my cats on a regular schedule. It's just when I'm petting them and hair starts flying off. I've got it's a glove that's a brush, so you actually can brush them as you petting them, and I'll just get some of that loose hair off them. Yeah, Bobby, it's a long way from California to Texas. Batman, how you doing, buddy? Well, Batman decided to make another appearance. Gonna keep right on going. Yeah, once a week or so will probably be good. Like I said, I go more on when they've got loose hair coming out. I brush them, try to get some of that loose hair out. Well, hopefully she starts being nicer to you, Joanne. Hello, Katie. Yep, I know what you mean, Joanne. Yeah, because those kittens there, they are so lovable. I might end up fencing in an area between the house and the well house and have a top over it and stuff. And then just let the cats go out there and do the hunting in the well house and be able to come back in the house. Well, there's a couple options, Rick. One option is to have someone move in here that can help around on the homestead in exchange for rent. And another thing is to rent it out for short term rentals, like for a weekend or a week at a time or whatever. So just have to see what happens. I would like to get someone to live here that can help out on the homestead. Or maybe if there's someone that's going to be relocating to this area, be a place for them to get started. And I have enough land so they could have a few chickens or small animals or whatever. You never know where cats are going to come up with stuff, Katie. You think for all those facts on cats, Midnight Madness, I haven't been reading them all. I've been reading them, but I haven't been reading them out loud to everyone. But I've been reading them, and a group of cats called a cloud? I never knew that. Hello, Hank. If you're serious, Midnight Madness, send me a email. My email is in my about section. Old Man King Homestead at AOL.com. Yeah, Emily had to leave, so now Katie's going to take over. Katie's got to take the trash out, just like Emily always has to take the trash out during my live. And then she's got to walk the dog, do dishes. And hello, you handled J.K. Stevens 2612. Not sure what your channel name is. That's what I hate about YouTube putting these handles up here. But I know someone's been here because you're blue. Welcome in. You know, Joanne, you're going to love that Old Man King Cats channel that I'm going to be starting eventually. And I'm going to... I'm sure I'm going to be setting up a live cam for that. I want to do the same thing with the chickens also. I think that's going to be interesting. Well, I think we can make accommodations for 50 cats. Yep, Katie. There's only a few of us that are special enough for them to do this to. Last night I went through probably 12 or 15 lives, checked to see what was going on in them. And there was only 2 besides Eddie's that was coming up with the handles. The rest of them was all channel names. Oh, okay. Yep, Kevin, I've known you forever. I just didn't recognize your handle. Yeah, so far, Kevin's the only one that really got me. I knew there'd be someone came in that I wasn't going to recognize their handle. Yeah, but Midnight Madness, if you're serious about that, send me an email and we can start talking about it. Yep, I've been calling you Reverend Joel because I know that's what your channel name is. No, there's not a setting for it, Katie. It just comes up automatically. Well, someone was telling me earlier in the live that you can switch it off in YouTube Studio, and she's supposed to be contacting me later with exactly how to do it. If I get figured out how to do it, I'll definitely let everyone know. Yeah, Joanne, 90% of the stuff YouTube does aggravates me. No, Rick, Brent and Deborah don't want to leave from where they are. They had talked about leaving there a couple years ago, and they decided they just want to stay put. Yep, I'm a real slave driver, Brett. I should, Reverend Joe. I should time him out. Oh yeah, Joanne, they do the stuff just to aggravate people. I swear. Hello, Paul. If you're driving, don't try to type in chat. Yep, I actually knew cats had three eyelids because Sanford had one of his eyelids partly covering his eye, and the vet referred to it as his third eyelid. And what that was an ear infection. He went in for that, I don't know, 3, 4 months ago. And she put some numbing stuff in his eye, let that sit for a couple minutes, and then checked his eye all over good. And she said, his eye's good. She said, it's definitely not a problem with his eye. And she said, it's probably his ear. And she checked his ear. Yep, he's got an ear infection. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they have an ear infection, that their third eyelid would close. Yeah, it makes sense, Katie. I've seen that. Joanne, look who came to visit. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Wanna look at the camera? Huh? Wanna look at the camera? There you go. Good boy. Yep, I'm a frequent flyer at the vet. If something's not right with any of the cats, they go in. Yeah, I've heard about cats being toilet trained. But the only problem with trying to toilet train mine is I keep the cover down on the toilet because I've had cats fall in the toilet before. Thank you, Arlene. Yes, he does, Katie. He really does love me. Well, thank you, Katie. Yep, that's right, Midnight Mass. Cats sleep 70% of their lives. Well, thank you, Des. Well, that's interesting, Katie. Well, thank you, Joanne. Yeah, the vet says that I'm right on top of their health. He told me several times that it was good to get him in there as quick as I did. Superman's one, but once he starts getting sick, he goes downhill so fast. He says good to get him in there early. One of the other ones too. Well, Felix is one also. With his eye infection he had when he was just a few days old. She said a kitten that young can lose their eye very quickly from the eye infection. So it's good I got him right in there. And one of the other ones, she said I'd caught something very early that would have been hard to treat if it had gone on. You can look at him. He just loves the attention. Yes, Katie. Years ago, I had a cat that ate the tape out of a cassette tape. And it got wrapped up his intestines. And he had to have 6 inches of intestines removed. And they said he had almost no chance of surviving. She told me he only had about a 10% chance of surviving the surgery. Oh, he survived the surgery. They called me after the surgery, said that he survived the surgery, but she wasn't sure if he'd make it through the night. Next morning, she said she was very surprised because that was a Sunday morning. We had surgery like 8, 9 o'clock Saturday night. And when she went in Sunday morning to check on the cat, she said she was really surprised that he was still alive. But she said the cancer was slightly better after that. And Monday came and went, not too much happened then, about the same. On Tuesday, they told me he wasn't progressing as quickly as they had hoped. And then Tuesday afternoon, they called me and wanted me to come in right away. Well, they thought he was dying. I got there Tuesday afternoon, and she brought him in to see me, and he perked right up as soon as he saw me. And she came back in, check on things a few minutes later, and she says, I don't believe it. He was standing up, purring. She said, I was sure he was dying. She said, I can't believe the difference with him just seeing you. And she said, if I show you how to do everything, would you be okay with giving him his fluids? And she showed me how to put the needle in, where to put it and stuff, and do everything that they would be doing there. So I told her I'd do all that. And she said, his only chance is if he goes home. She said he won't make it through the night if he stays here. And then once he got home, he just started progressing so quickly. He had to go back for a recheck after a week. And he was supposed to be eating canned food. He refused to eat canned food. All he would eat is watered down dry food. And I told her that. And she said, I don't believe it. She said, I was actually going to tell you to try to switch him over to watered down dry food in a few days. She said, it's great that he's doing that already. And he just kept progressing at a quicker pace than they expected. He fully recovered, and he lived another 10 years or so. Oh, I'm sure you do miss him, Joanne. Yes, Superman definitely trusts me. I know they say anytime a cat rolls over on its back, they fully trust you. Yes, it is good to know, Katie. Okay, Deborah. Have a good night. Oh, that's quite an inheritance, Midnight Madness. Yeah, my oldest cat I've ever had has been 14 years. Have a good night, Tony. Well, my cats love dry food, but I can't feed it to them anymore because of Batman. Because what I was doing was leaving dry food out for them 24/7 and then giving them canned food twice a day. Well, since Batman's got to go on a special diet, I have to prevent him from eating any other food. So I can't feed dry food anymore. Well, that sounds good, Katie. I had a Sunday a few days ago. Hello, Susan. Well, that's a good idea, Katie. Yeah, the more you can know about the medical stuff of the animals, the better it is. No, cats can't be vegan. They need to have their meat. Yeah, Dad, I got that Sunday. I was also considering a banana split. Yeah, I haven't had a brownie Sunday in quite a while. Yep, you sure are, Susan. Okay, Reverend Joe, you have a good night. Oh, they're good, Susan. Yeah, I hope that there actually is a way to change back the channel names. How many toes you got, bud? Oh, we're not gonna find out how many toes Superman has. Keep pulling paw away from me. Leave me alone. No, I was just reading that yesterday, Midnight Madness. That male cats are usually left pawed and female cats usually right pawed. I never knew that. Yeah, Brent, that's called old age. Memory goes first. Me too, Joanne. I went to the Rock Cafe, got breakfast this morning, late morning. It was almost noon. And then just before, no, it wasn't just before, it was during Brent and Deborah's live. I had one of the fast bite chicken patties. Now I'm starting to get hungry again. So what do you do, Brett? You one of those people that tie a string around your finger to remember something. You tie a string around another finger to remember why you tied the first string around your finger and just goes on like that. The only thing I'm going to do on the 4th is I'll go to the fireworks. But other than that, I don't have any plans. I didn't go to the big party yesterday. I was going to go to the fireworks, but ended up not going. But I do want to catch the fireworks on the 4th. Or you can just do what I do. Just forget everything you're supposed to remember. My memory's never been good. There's certain things I can remember, but just in general, my memory's never been good. I'll have a 4th get together with the cats and dogs, Wanda. I'll go out on the porch. Dogs will be just the other side. They come right up and touch nose with the cats. And the cats will be up there with me. I love the fireworks, Brett. It wouldn't work out, Wanda. It'd be like my birthday party last year. One person showed up. Yep, I've heard about that. Midnight Madness. The cats will just accept the person as another cat. Yep, that's a bit of a drive, Wanda. Well, thank you, Wanda. That's a long ways, Wanda. Look at that, Joanne. You're number one. Joanne's number one. Arlene's number two. Tony's number three. But Tony left a few minutes ago. I'm not sure about that, Wanda. Well, I know one thing, J and B, is since I'm not physically able to do anything, that kind of puts me out. Do they want to be associated with the people that can help with their big projects? And I can't do that. Now, I just don't understand how there is so many feral cats. They're out there not getting any vet care and stuff. And here I'm constantly fighting to keep these cats healthy. Well, they actually have you listed as being in 21st place, Wanda. But you've got 75 points. And everyone from 12th place on, well, not all the way, 12th place to 28th place, everyone has 75 points. And the top 6 all have 150 points. Yeah, you're right there, Brett. I'm not mentally able to either. I'm not sure if I could or not, Brett. I don't know if I could get into it. Yep, I know what you mean, Joanne. I was just like Sanford. He was dumped by the dumpsters, and I just grabbed him, started taking care of him, and I was concerned that he might want to try to run out. Because my experience has been with cats over the years, that if you're always an indoor cat, you've got a pretty good chance of them not trying to get out. But if they've ever been outside, they usually want to bolt as soon as you open the door. He doesn't. He's just as happy as he can be inside. He never tries to go out. Hello, Dory. No, I actually had planned on renting a mini excavator. Because when I run electric and water over here, Drew was gonna dig that for me. And he said he'd need it for 2 days. And it's gonna be just a little bit more to get it for a week. I think I can't remember the exact price now. I'd have to go back and look. But I figured if I did that, get it for a week, and I'd see if I could get into it and what I could do. Oh, I'm sure it does, Brett. Fortunately, the only one I have that tries to escape is one of the kittens, Rose. She's gotten out a few times. I don't like having her get out because she's so small. And the chickens want to go after her. That scared me. Yeah, my cats love to go out on the porch, but they don't care to go any farther than that. And I'm going to put a temporary, I'm going to run some hardware cloth around the door. I'm going to attach it to the house and just loop it out around and hook it on the other side. Just enough so when Rose gets out, I can easily grab her and get her back inside. Because those kittens are just too young to be outside right now. Hey, you have a good night, J&B. Yeah, I tried bathing some of my cats 4 years ago. Had a real bad flea infestation. And that was before I knew about Capstar or Cap Action. Wish I'd known about that at that time. And there was nothing I could get locally for the fleas. So I was trying to bathe them. You can comb them with a flea comb and bathing them with Dawn dish detergent. And Batman, why'd you do that to my laptop? I'll tell you, that was an experience. Thought Dixie was going to kill me. And Daisy, fleas were bothering her so bad. And she was still a kitten at the time. She was 9 months old. I had to bathe her about every 3 days. Well, that sounds good, Barbara. Yes, I'm still going to physical therapy. I go tomorrow. Go tomorrow and Thursday this week. Hello, Sassy777. I'm just gonna go watch the fireworks on the 4th. Other than that, I don't have any plans. Yeah, Wanda, that's the way Dixie was. Well, she didn't want any part of having a bath. Superman. How you doing, buddy? Well, I've been on here over 2 hours now. Think about time to take a little break. We got Wanda will be going live in about 20 minutes. I'm not sure about Ark Wildman Survival. Well, I've had a cat jump in the shower with me. Nope, never been to Disney World. Maybe I should time you out, Brett. Let me see. Put user in timeout. No, I'm not going to do that to you. Had you wondered, though, didn't I? Well, there's actually two things that I'd like to do right now, Midnight Madness. I'd like to find a nice train ride. I know there's some in northern Arkansas. I've looked into them. And I'd like to do a day cruise or possibly even one night on Arkansas River, Mississippi River, something like that. But I haven't been able to find much on the cruises. There is some, but they're only like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I guess they're kind of pricey for the amount of time it is. So I'd like to find something that's a little bit longer, more reasonable price for what you're getting. Welcome back, Emily. I actually am getting just about ready to end this. I was already talking about it. So, I'll have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central. I'm going to try to get a video out between now and then of the animals. I've got some filming done. I got to do some more filming and then figure out what I'm going to use. Because a couple of the clips didn't come out as well as I'd hoped. So I got try to figure something out for that. Yeah, I've heard those are nice. Midnight Madness. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. And I hope to see everyone on Wednesday. You have a good night.